Women are attracted to strong men and they're repelled by weakness. Now, before you get your spanners or your tools in a twist, let me explain what this means. And on some level, I'm certain that you've identified this with your wife or the woman that you're with. Some days she's attracted to you, some days she's interested in physical intimacy, and maybe for days or for months or even for years, she doesn't want to come near you. And in today's episode, I'm going to explain why women are attracted to strength and repelled by weakness in men, and what that actually means. So it may not be what you're thinking. So stick around to the end of the episode, and I'm going to make this all very clear and simple for you. And the reason why I'm creating these episodes is I work with men to help them save their marriage. They work with me one-to-one in a 90-day container. Saving a marriage means your wife coming back from divorce. It means getting the spark back. It means reducing stress and increasing intimacy. And there's only a certain amount of one-to-one clients I can work with. But there are so many men that are struggling in their relationships, even if things look perfect on the surface. And it's destroying the dynamic. It's creating a miserable life for family, for kids. So I really want you men to listen to what I have to say, to try and understand it as best as possible and actually apply these tools to your life. You may know me from my content on Instagram or on TikTok, where I give you 1 minute overviews of what women want, how to lead your wife, and how to save your marriage. In these episodes, I am trying to coach you without actually you having to work with me one-to-one. So please let me know if these episodes are helpful, what topics you'd like me to cover, and share with me your takeaways, particularly if you apply it to your life. So for those of you who are new to me, my name is Sasha Fedorovsky. I'm a relationship expert for men and the creator of the Mind Heart Method, which is the leading program for men to save your marriage in 90 days or less. My background is working in men's health with leading doctors, psychologists, and men's health specialists and researchers, with leading edge information on what a man actually needs to thrive physically, mentally, and sexually in his relationship. I had the ability to work with all these people and bring in the best of the information and develop the Mind Heart Method, which essentially trims the fat. It trims all the clinical and all the, political stuff off, what you'd have to do when you work with a psychologist. And I go down to the root cause, which is your nervous system. And I share things with you which may not always be favorable in what's being said on social media, on what the media is telling you, of what you've been told. But I've developed this information from working with hundreds of men and helping men to save their marriage, and to bring the spark back with their wife. So hopefully what I can share with you is going to help you in your relationship. So let's get back to today's topic and today's theme, which is why women are attracted to strong men and repelled by weakness. Essentially, it's a function of the biology, of our nervous system, and of our legacy system, which has been developed since the hunter-gatherer days. So if this feels triggering for you, well, I don't know, you can turn off the channel, because this is what women are attracted to. And most women are not going to tell you this, particularly the woman that you're with. Why? Because women never say what they mean. And women often don't even know what it is that they want, what it is that they're attracted to. And it's not because women are crazy, but because women are living in a man's world. So if you're a square peg trying to fit into a round hole, you're going to feel that you're crazy. And it's essentially a woman's conditioning. It's her hormones that make it very hard to actually, for her to communicate to you what it is that she feels, because we're living in a thinking society as opposed to a feeling society. A woman is a feeling creature, and she will be much more sensitive to her feelings, her intuition, and her senses than you. And this is for a very good reason, because as the man, you're the biological natural leader because your nervous system is more dominant. You're more dominant. You can only see this when you're next to her, when you're physically with her. Your biology is much more stronger, which means it's a lot less sensitive. So your woman's biology, you're the natural leader, and she's your 2IC. She's your alarm system or your secretary, essentially. So she can feel and sense things that you may not be sensitive to because you've got your vision on the big vision, on the big goals, on, bringing home the paycheck, on protecting, on providing, on these types of things. So your woman has complementary skill sets, that nature and biology gave us. So let's get back to why women are attracted to strong men, because as the man, you're the leader, so you must be strong. As the man, you are the protector, so you must be strong. As the man, you are there to essentially, forge ahead. You're essentially there to push the boundaries. So you need strength, whereas your woman, her main feature is her sensitivity. And just like a woman is attracted to strength, as a man, you are attracted to a woman's femininity, her vulnerability, and her feelings. And although, you may not register this, although, you may be attracted visually, men are more visual than women. There may be certain things and certain features, but ask yourself, are you usually attracted to a woman, that looks like a bodybuilder? Most men aren't, right? Because most men are not attracted to a woman's masculine strength. Women can have a masculine strength and this can be attractive, but more so a man is attracted to a woman who is feminine, who is nurturing, who is soft, with a level of strength that's able to hold this. So it is the mirror reflection or the opposite for a woman. A woman is attracted to a man's strength, to the broadness of his shoulders, to muscle definition, and all these types of things. But it doesn't stop there. So you don't need to go to the gym every single day for a woman to be attracted to you. However, I'm going to ask you, if you're not going to the gym every single day, particularly as a man over 40, what is it that you're doing? Because this is essentially the quickest way that you can gain male hormones, by being around other men, by focusing your masculine, your physical, and your mental energy on a task, right? This is actually what produces male hormones. This is what builds testosterone. It's a goal, excuse me, or a challenge that you need to overcome, right? This is where you get your happy hormone. So if you aren't going to the gym every day or most days, then what are you doing? Because essentially, this is going to increase your male hormones to just naturally make women more attracted to you. Okay, so let's get to the deeper things of strength. What does it really mean? And why I'm bringing this topic to you is because this is something that my one-to-one clients discover very quickly. They notice that their wife will oscillate in her attraction or being repelled to him. And that is based on his strength. How strong is he as a masculine container? This means how well he holds boundaries, how well he gives direction, how well he is centered in himself when something feels emotionally triggering. So women are attracted to men that don't need anything, that don't need the woman, that want her, that desire her, but don't need. This takes a level of strength to desire something but not need it. It takes a level of strength and also vulnerability to lead a woman, to make hard decisions and stick to them. Even if your wife or your child is, throwing a tantrum, if they're being a brat, if they're being a kind of a spoilt brat, it is your strength and your leadership that's going to create the boundaries. And it's going to stick to decisions that are not going to provide instant gratification for your wife or for your children or for yourself, but are going to provide long-term benefits, right? Things that they deeply care about, things that you deeply care about. And this requires strength. It requires mental strength. It requires physical strength. It requires emotional strength and spiritual strength. And so this is what a woman is attracted to. Yes, she's attracted to your physical strength, your physical masculinity, your broad shoulders, your muscle. Yes, that is appealing, but that's not the only thing. The second thing is your mental strength. How how much can you go without in order to achieve your goal? How focused can you be? How focused can you be on her and your relationship to not go outside the relationship, to not give in to temptation, to not be lured by pornography, sexuality, which is essentially the way that a man is controlled. So this is very unattractive for a woman, not because of the obvious reasons, because essentially she senses a weakness in you. She senses a weakness. And a man biologically over 25 doesn't actually need sexuality, right? He doesn't need it. He might desire it. And it's essentially a mental weakness or an emotional weakness that you might give in to pornography, to going outside the relationship, to fantasizing about other women. This is all a sign of mental and emotional weakness. And on some level, even if your wife doesn't know that you are engaging in these things, she senses it on a emotional and on an intuitive level, and it repels her. So if you have problems in your marriage and there are secrets that you're keeping from your wife, and the secrets don't necessarily mean infidelity, pornography, or fantasizing about women. It's secrets in the way you manage money. It's secrets in, the way you do things where people are not looking. It's secrets in your integrity. Even though your wife may not know about these things, but on some level she will feel them. So we've covered physical strength, we've covered mental strength, and we're now getting into emotional strength. How strong are you emotionally? This means, are you able to hold the tension when things get emotionally uncomfortable? Do you blow up like a out of control teenager? Do you become violent? Do you suppress your emotions because you can't deal with them? Do you throw yourself into work because you can't deal with her emotions? You can't deal with the kids? What do you throw yourself into, or what are you giving into because you can't deal with emotions? So I'll share with you something. Most of the work I do with men is to build their emotional muscle because on most levels, men are physically strong naturally, right? Men are mentally strong. However, a man's emotional muscle is not cultivated as a child, and it's not cultivated through society. And this is usually the downfall of men and relationships. So as a man, you really want to cultivate your emotional muscle. This is becoming emotionally centered, dealing with your triggers, dealing with your anxieties, dealing with your stresses. This is very attractive to a woman because essentially it shows her that you don't have fear. When you're in anxiety, depression, stress, all of these things, when your energy is sort of this sort of unstable force, it means your nervous system is signaling danger. And this is what she senses. And she does not want to be in your energetic field or even near you, because it's actually quite harmful for her nervous system. Because if you've listened to my content, if you know what I'm about the man being the natural leader. It's not a belief system. It's not an ideology. It's something that I learned working with in the medical system. It's something that I learned understanding the nervous system and biology. So a man is the biological leader. He pulls the other nervous systems in. He pulls in his wife, he pulls in his children. So they are always following you, even if it doesn't look like it. So if you have self-doubt, she will doubt you. If you don't trust yourself, she won't trust you. If you don't love yourself, which means you don't give into reactive behavior, you don't give into habits or addictions, you don't give in to things that are not good for you and that are not serving your bigger vision. That is self-love for a man, right? It's actually self-love for a man isn't more. It's not the bubble bath. It's not treating yourself. Get rid of that concept. That is not self-love for a man, right? That is the demise of a man and the demise of the relationship. So self-love for a man is self-discipline, doing the hard thing. That is going to be you at your happiness when you're doing the hard thing, right? Mentally, physically, and emotionally. That boosts your testosterone, and that is your happy hormone. Okay. It's not what your mind is telling you. It's not the extra money. It's not gambling. It's not pornography. It's not your wife just being more compliant. It's actually you doing the hard thing and building that within yourself and having self respect for yourself. This is when she respects you. This is when she follows your leadership. This is when she submits. Why? Not because she's afraid of you, not because she's complying, okay? And submitting and complying is very different. Submitting is when she has her own sense of self and she's submitting to your leadership because she trusts you, because you are a leader that she chooses to follow. And that is essentially a husband. A husband is a leader that a woman chooses to follow, okay? So notice where you are emotionally weak. This is a muscle that needs to be built. And then the final one is spiritual strength. Spiritual strength is not religion, but it's a connection with a greater force. Outside of your mind, outside of the material world. It's when all is lost. It's when your title is taken away. It's when your money is taken away. Maybe your family is taken away right now. Maybe your wife has left you and you're going through a really difficult time and you feel alone. This is when you need spiritual strength. This is acquiring certainty beyond logic. You may acquire it from a higher source. It may be God. It may be within yourself. It may be nature, the universe. But every man needs to have this because you are the leader in your life and in your relationship. But you must be led through a higher force. Okay. This may be a higher version of yourself, your higher self. Whatever this is for you, it's a connection with outside of something material. So if everything is stripped away from you, you still have this strength. You can still trust yourself and you can still lead yourself. And this is how you change the situation around. And this is how I help men save their marriage in 90 days. Things can happen very quickly, even if your marriage has been a certain way for decades. I work with men who have been married for over 30 years. Their wife doesn't want intimacy. She doesn't respect them. She may be in the relationship and both partners are unhappy. But life is just simply too short to live without the love you both deeply desire. So when a man steps into his leadership, when you take initiative, when you build your strength, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, this is when the woman turns around and she begins to follow your lead. This is when you get her back. Get back her respect, her intimacy, her love, and her loyalty and commitment. So this is why women are attracted to strength. It's not something superficial. It's something necessary. This has been designed by evolution, by whoever created us. This is our biology. This is the survival of the human race. So women cannot be attracted to weakness. It's the demise of the human race. So this is very, very important information. You don't need to completely change your life, change yourself for your woman to come back, for her to love you, for her to respect you. You just need to start shifting within yourself. So if you want to learn more about this and how I help men save their marriage in 90 days or less, I'd invite you to watch my free masterclass for men. It's a success masterclass for men that will help you to understand the Mind Heart method and my method in how I successfully help men go through this process. I also have a free guide for you. It's my free intimacy guide. This is going to further help you to understand why the intimacy has dried up and the practical step-by-step process on how you can get it back. And if you're a man who's resonating with what I'm saying and you're currently in this situation and you've decided it's time to step up, it's time to actually do something about it and take initiative, I would recommend you book a one-to-one session with me. I do have limited availability, but while I do, just click the booking link below, book a one-to-one session with me. It's not a therapy session. You're not going to be venting here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to get to the root cause of your relationship problem. Okay, what is the root cause and what are the practical, bespoke steps to you and your situation that you need to take to get your desired relationship outcome, whether it's getting more intimacy back, whether it's creating the spark again, or whether it's actually getting your wife back from separation or divorce, because this is completely possible. But as the man, you're the natural leader. I can only be your guide. I can only share with you what I know. But if you want to make this happen, no one's going to do it around you. You must take the step because as the man, you have this power, but it's also your responsibility. So I hope that this content was helpful. Let me know if it was. Let me know your takeaways. But best of all, let me know how you applied this in your life. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Give me a like, give me a subscribe if you'd like me to share more contents, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.